Turning our attention now to the United Nations General Assembly over in New York City. Today, more world leaders are taking the stage. Among them are delegates from countries like Yemen, Haiti, even Palestine. It comes just one day after the fiery speech lofted by Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. Now today, Rouhani and other Iranian officials are busy maneuvering on the sidelines there. So with all the latest, let's turn to RT's Caleb Maupin live in our New York studio with more details to this. Caleb?
Sure, yes. The general debate in the UN Assembly Hall here at the headquarters in Manhattan is continuing today, and we're expecting to hear from Mahmoud Abbas of Palestine, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Belarus, and many other countries. It should be an interesting day in that regard. Now, the aftermath of Iran's talk, the presentation from Iranian leader Hassan Rouhani is continuing. Now, in his presentation, the world heard the Iranian leader talk about the need for a coalition of hope to help bring stability to the Middle East and Gulf region. Furthermore, he said that the road to peace would be the withdrawal of U.S. troops from the Middle East. In regards to building this coalition of hope, we've seen some sideline meetings taking place between the Iranian president and different officials. He's met with Boris Johnson of the United Kingdom. He's met with French President Macron. There's also been a very important meeting between the Iranian leader and the Iraqi delegation. And Iraq is a country that has faced a huge amount of instability and sectarian violence. And at the meeting, the Iranian and Iraqi officials talked about the importance of fighting against extremism and terrorism, and Iran's continued efforts to support the Iraqi officials in their efforts to keep the country stable and beat back sectarian violence and terrorism. Now, the fate of the Iran deal is on the minds of many world leaders. We saw the United States withdraw from the Iran deal, and European countries remain in the deal. But at this point, we've heard Iran continue to express deep frustration with European countries that seem to be accommodating the USA's withdrawal from the deal and cooperating with U.S. sanctions against Iran. In his remarks, the Iranian leader basically said that Iran's patience is running out, despite the fact that Iran continues to comply with the agreement limiting its peaceful nuclear energy program. Now, we heard UN officials also talk about their desire to keep the deal intact. Here's some of what we heard.
There is a will to try and preserve the deal. I will not hide that it is increasingly difficult to do it. And we have discussed today that fact that we will try to continue keeping the agreement in place.
Now, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is here in New York, and in addition to joining Trump at his press conference yesterday, Mike Pompeo also spoke at a gathering described as United Against Nuclear Iran, and it was a gathering of those who oppose Iran and opposed the Iran deal. And Mike Pompeo addressed this gathering, and he emphasized that new sanctions were being put not just on Iran, but on Chinese entities that Mike Pompeo and the United States accuse of having, transported Iranian oil. So these new sanctions are being put on entities in China that the United States accuses of somehow transporting Iranian oil. So people can put that in the context of the ongoing trade war with China, as well as the new sanctions targeting the Iranian National Bank. So that's the situation here at the UN. Many high-level talks coming up. People have their all eyes are on the UN headquarters as the gathering continues.
All right, Caleb Maupin over in New York for us. Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.